Hey everybody. So a new thing that I'm trying out here is I have a crazy amount of unplayed games in my game collection. So with the help of my family and my friends, I am going through them, and there's a lot of them. And I thought that maybe there are people that are in the same boat. Maybe they have a ton of unplayed games and they haven't had the discipline or the time to get through them. And so I thought maybe I would share some of my thoughts and some of my feelings on this process and on the games themselves. And so here's some ground. I don't want to call them ground rules, but here are some thoughts that I have. No one should be hurt or offended by this. If you're the designer of the game, if you're the publisher of the game, I know how much work, effort, energy, and everything goes into these games. So none of this is an attack on that. I'm not a professional reviewer. I'm not here to teach people how to play this game. I'm simply here to be like, hey, here's a game that's been in my collection. Here's how long it's been in my collection. Here's why I picked it up. Here is why maybe I didn't get around to playing it. Here's what I think about the game, and here's why I'm keeping it, or here's why I'm getting rid of it. And so none of that's meant to be personal. Maybe it's the Canadian in me that I want to be polite, but I also realize how much hard work, effort, and energy goes into any single game that's made. So we'll start there. So the game that my wife and I played tonight was Garden Dice, and Garden Dice is a 4-year-old game. It was published by Meriday Games. I may be pronouncing that, and designed by Doug Bass. I don't know. It's all about that bass. Sorry, couldn't help it. Don't know how to say that. So Doug, I apologize if I slaughtered your last name. And well, I said both, so I slaughtered it once and I got it right once. So I'm a blithering idiot, folks. So this is the first of many games to play, and played it with my wife, 2-player game. Thanks to Rado for his run through. That's what I used to learn the game, read through the rules. And it is a game that isn't going to be staying in my collection. And I believe I got it about 3 years ago from a good friend, Mike Tunison in Tucson. And I think it was actually before I knew Mike, and he had it like on BGG, and the art absolutely captivated me. That's Josh Capel's art, such good art, and yeah, so that's how it came into my collection. Why did it go unplayed? There's no specific reason on this one. This one went unplayed because it fell victim to a bunch of new games coming in and wanting to play the new shininess. I talked about that a lot in my blog post, my unplayed games. You can check that out on the crashagames.com website under our blog. And yeah, there wasn't anything specific that prevented this one from getting played because it has dice. I love dice games. I had very captivating art, and it had a box size that led me to believe that it wasn't going to be a difficult game, and it wasn't. It wasn't a difficult game to play at all. Why am I getting rid of this game? Okay, so my wife and I talked about this because this was the very first of the unplayed stack that is so big. We talked about what the criteria was going to be. And so we're pretty much wanting to keep games around that we absolutely love. We have a ton of games that we really love, and I don't have any problem with that. But the thing that I don't want to do is I don't want to have games that are that I'm not completely in love with, or that I'm not completely sold on for one reason or another. So that's a tough decision because I liked this game, but I didn't love this game. And I don't think I have room for likes. And that is such a tough call. And what makes this even tough, even more tough, is kind of like Belfort. I liked Belfort. I didn't love Belfort, but Belfort had amazing art, also Josh Capel's art. And so Belfort hung out in my collection a lot longer than it should have because I found the components. Tasty Minstrel makes awesome games, so captivating, and I found the art captivating as well. And so that is the tough, like, it is a myriad of decisions, and they're not easy, particularly because I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. But why am I doing this? Maybe this will help somebody out. So that is, Twitter just popped up on my cell phone, and Mike Tuna was like, "Hey, you got that from me at RenCon 3 years ago." So I found that ironic. I thought I'd mention that here mid video. We keep things kind of informal here, informal. I can't be expected to use proper grammar at 9 o'clock at night. So that's the gist of it. You know, I think 4 years ago, I probably would have liked this game a lot more. I probably would have loved this game. I can definitely see, I like the mechanics in the game. There's some good randomness, set collection. I liked how the grid system worked. I liked the decision making. I really liked the chaining that comes from watering and harvesting. But there wasn't anything that captivated me. And so, and my wife, she was liked it less than I did. So I'm gonna put her on the hook there a little bit. So that's basically it. So Garden Dice will be going out the door, and phenomenal art. Who might like this game? I think this would be a good gateway plus for kids, because the decision tree at times can be a bit challenging. But I think that, you know, if you're gaming with your kids regularly, this would be a pretty good choice, because it definitely has a very visually appealing and family friendly theme. Another, I guess I didn't mention this, another reason why I didn't really like it that much was later in the game, my moves were very, very limited. I know a lot of this has to do with the fact that I used my bird/rabbit. I wouldn't say aggressively, but I had 4 tokens on it at the end of the game. So I was a little limited with what I could do. But that being said, even if I didn't do that, the tiles were sparse. I wasn't getting the numbers that I needed to place things. I wasn't getting the numbers that I needed to water or harvest things. I think the last 5 rolls of the game, I was getting a bulk of 1s and 2s, which was really limiting. I had the sundial to mitigate that, and still kind of suffered. And I'm not a person that's bothered by randomness. I'm not a person that's bothered by luck. But that kind of fell short for me there. So, yeah. So hopefully you enjoy these kinds of videos. Make sure you subscribe to our channel. As I play through the games, I'm going to try to do a video for each one, because I think that'd be really interesting. And I think this process, like I said, is certainly going to be cathartic for me. I'm always trying to be transparent. I'd like to share those things with you all, and hopefully it'll be helpful. So neighbor's fire alarm's going off, so it's a great time to end the video. Make sure you subscribe to our channel. Thanks so much for tuning in, guys.